The rain had just stopped when Amelia Parker carried the tiny bundle into her suburban home, wrapped in a thin hospital blanket. With curious eyes that seemed too wise for a newborn, the child looked up at her as though asking the silent question, "Where do I belong?" Amelia and her husband, David, had waited for years to have a child. After countless failed treatments and heartbreak, adoption had felt like both a gift and a miracle. But when the agency called them about a baby boy abandoned at the hospital, there was one detail that made them hesitate. The child's skin was dark, very different from their own pale complexions. Their blonde hair and the world of their quiet little town. Still, Amelia whispered, "He's ours." And so, baby Noah Parker entered their lives. Childhood years. Noah grew up in the warmth of love. Amelia doted on him, tucking him in with bedtime stories, while David taught him how to ride a bike in the driveway. To them, he wasn't different. He was simply their son. But the world outside their walls wasn't always as kind. At birthday parties, mothers sometimes asked Amelia, "Oh, is he your foster child?" In supermarkets, strangers would look twice, whispering under their breath. Amelia would smile politely, clutch Noah's hand, and walk away. But Noah noticed. Even at age 6, he could sense that he stood out in ways that had nothing to do with his favorite cartoon t-shirt or missing front teeth. In elementary school, Noah's questions grew sharper. "Mom, why is my skin different from yours?" Amelia's heart ached, but she answered gently, "Because you're special. Noah, the world gave you to us, and that makes you a miracle." It worked for a while, until 3rd grade. One afternoon, Noah came home with clenched fists. "Why did you lie to me?" he demanded. Amelia froze. "What do you mean, honey?" "Kids said you're not my real mom. They laughed at me. They said I don't belong." The words pierced Amelia like a knife. She hugged him, whispering through tears, "I may not have given you life, Noah, but you are my life." Yet, no matter how tightly she held him, Noah's doubts began to grow. The teenage struggle by 13. Noah had become quiet, withdrawn. He avoided mirrors, avoided family photos, avoided questions. At school, he was too different for the white kids, but too privileged for the few kids who looked like him. He lived in between worlds, belonging to neither. One evening after dinner, he finally broke. "Why did you even take me?" he shouted. David, startled, asked, "What do you mean, son?" "You don't know what it feels like. To be stared at every day. To be called names. To never look like anyone in your family. I hate it." The room went silent. Amelia's eyes filled with tears, but she stayed calm. "Noah, we took you because we loved you. Because love doesn't care about color. But I know, the world sometimes does." Noah turned away, but deep down, a seed of understanding began to take root. One summer evening, Noah was walking home from basketball practice when police lights flashed. "Hey, you!" "Stop!" a voice barked. Confused, Noah froze. He had done nothing wrong, but within seconds, he was against a wall, hands shaking, as officers demanded to know what he was hiding. David rushed to the station later that night, his face pale with fury. "That's my son," he shouted, slamming papers onto the desk. "He's innocent." "You had no right." Noah sat there quietly staring at his hands. For the first time, he realized what Amelia meant all those years ago. Love could protect him at home, but outside, his skin was all people saw. When they returned home, Amelia hugged him tightly. "I'm so sorry. Noah, I wish I could take this pain from you." And for the first time in years, Noah let her hold him without pulling away. Searching for identity the next year, Noah asked Amelia if he could learn about his birth parents. She hesitated but agreed. The adoption files revealed little. His birth mother was young, scared, and unable to raise him. His father was never listed. But reading those papers, Noah realized something. He wasn't abandoned. He was chosen. He sat down with Amelia that night. "Mom, I think I understand now. I used to think I didn't belong anywhere, but maybe I belong to both worlds, to where I came from, and to where I was raised." Amelia's eyes filled with tears. "You've always belonged, Noah. To us. To me." Years later, Noah stood in front of a college audience, giving a speech titled beyond skin. He spoke of love, of struggle, of identity, of how racism carved wounds but love built bridges. My parents taught me that family isn't defined by blood but by choice. I've spent years trying to figure out who I am. And now I know, I am both. I am whole. The crowd erupted in applause. In the front row, Amelia and David sat together, hands clasped, tears streaming down their faces, and Noah smiled. For the first time, he felt complete. The adopted child grew into a man who understood that skin color may shape how the world sees us, but it does not define who we are. Love, resilience, and the courage to embrace both pain and beauty. These are what make us whole. And sometimes family is not the one we are born into, but the one that chooses us against all odds.